We're just waiting for some people to join us. We're a little bit early. Hi, as everyone is rolling in, we're just waiting for some people to join us. We're a bit early. Hey, Val, I'm just going to invite you to speak because it's just you and I in here while we wait for everyone. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Hey there, give me a second. I'm gonna put some headphones in.
No worries, all good. I just did the same thing. Hey, Megan, we're just waiting for some people to join in. I'm waiting for my speakers to join in. We're a bit early. I will unmute you. I'm just inviting everyone to speak right now.
Megan, good to see you. Thank you so much. Hey there. Sorry, I just
Hey,
said like, hey,
Megan.
what's up?
I got
No,
run for a second, so I didn't hear what you said before.
you're all good. I
Okay.
just said we're still waiting for people to join, so I'm opening it up to everyone.
Okay.
Do you want us to retweet this out?
Hey, P. Hey, P. There's Piera.
Hi.
What's going on, boo?
Nothing, just chatting with you guys.
I'm
Hey,
inviting.
Armiel.
I see
Hi.
Army joining. I'm inviting everyone to speak just so that it's an open space for everyone. Figured why not?
Got it.
And there's Jax. I think let's give everybody just a couple more minutes, see if other people join, and then we're more than happy to get this going. Army, I should have invited you to speak, so you should be able to. Yeah, I'm just getting everybody invites. I think make it as open as a space as we can, because why not? Hey, Jax, Tiago.
What's going on?
What's going on? I think we can just go ahead and start, and as people jump in, they jump in. I really wanted to just create this space, or in fact, we really wanted just to create this space to talk about the importance of representation and diversity in Web3. I think it's important to talk about diversity and representation just in general. As a queer person, it wasn't until I started to see representation in the people around me and in the media that I started to really be able to understand myself and how I fit in the world and what really is possible or not possible for me. And I think talking about it in Web3 is really important just because we know that Web3 is predominantly white cis men that are shaping this space. And at Yes Queen Club, we're trying to really change that and make it a space for everyone, specifically by us. So having these conversations, this is the first one, hopefully, of many. And I really just want to open up the space, and I'm inviting everyone to speak. I'd love to hear everyone's experiences in Web3, what you've run into that's been positive, what you've run into that maybe hasn't been. There's a really beautiful, thriving queer community in Web3 that I've run into that have been amazing. That being said, we do have to seek them out. The majority of the community is white, cis men. Um, and yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to speak or give me their experience, I'd love to hear it.
Well, I think, um, and I think that's the most important thing is for people, for other LGBTQ plus people to know that they're not alone. Even though, when you navigate these spaces, it might feel like, you're the only LGBTQ person in there. I can guarantee you're not the only one. There are many of us, and that's exactly what we're trying to change is to make sure that people know that this is a space for them too, and they are not alone. And we are here, and we should be very proud of what we are, and just display our true selves. there's no point of hiding. This is 2022.
Oh yeah, I love that. I think I can speak to my experience at Art Basel. I went to a bunch of NFT or, specifically cryptocurrency events. And there was some events where I really did not feel comfortable in that space. And I just remember thinking, these aren't my people. And they were huge launches. And I think it's important that we really carve out this space in Web3 because I always say this, and I think that this must be what it must have been like when credit cards first started. People were confused and they had no idea what was going on. And think about not understanding the concept of credit cards and it being explained to you. There's no way to get it. It just takes you going through the process and learning. And now it's really ingrained in all of our lives. And I really believe, and probably everyone in this space believes, that Web3 and that cryptocurrency and the metaverse is the way of the future. It's going to be ingrained in our lives. And I, for one, want to make sure that it's a diverse space that includes a space for us and for everyone, not only for the people that are building it. It should be for everyone. And really going to those events and not feeling comfortable in those spaces really lit a fire for me to work on this project and to really make this space and to make it work. And if anyone, I see a hand raised, I'll go ahead. Anyone that wants to speak, it's really just an open forum.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And hey, thank you so much for even just hosting the space. I know some people, I recognize some people in here. What's up, Megan? Good to see you again. Who may have heard my story, but I came into the NFT crypto space kind of in the same way with some of the same apprehensions and hesitancy around like, am I even in the right space? So, I identify as a woman, as a lesbian, as someone who's been part of the queer community pretty much my whole life. So I'm no stranger to feeling like many of us, very othered, very unwelcome. Um, and so having spaces like this is just critical because, to your point, it is so hard to find community. And when I first got into NFTs and cryptos, I was like, oh my gosh, not a bunch of like bros just like hyping each other
Oh
up.
my
These
God,
aren't
I
my
feel that.
people, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
it was so discouraging, like so discouraging. I'm like, this can't be it. But the more I dug in, the more I found very kind people, the more I found queer people, the more I found my community. And I think that might be a roadblock in onboarding, unless we continue to hold spaces like this and continue to seek each other out, like you said, because otherwise, if you're not going to do the work of it, and it's hard, like, let's be honest, like Web3, NFTs, crypto is hard at first. Um,
I think even
then it's going,
understanding it is hard. And, as people that are usually underrepresented or are at like a socioeconomical disadvantage, this isn't an easy game to join in.
oh, 100%. There are a lot of hurdles and a lot of challenges even to just get in. And that's kind of the beauty of this being a new space too, though, right? Is that we are building it together and we're going to make sure that it's not built upon like the ideals and like some of the corrupt ways that others have been. We're here holding ourselves accountable and here holding ourselves to building community and seeking out people who are going to bring kindness and compassion into these spaces.
Which is exactly what I love about these spaces is that we can build them ourselves. And
Right.
part of building them ourselves is really making them specifically for me, making them for our community. I see some other people's hands are raised. You guys feel free to unmute and just speak. It's really just like an open forum.
Hey guys, I'm still getting used to Twitter Spaces.
Hey, you're all good.
But Megan, I really related to what you just said because I think my, journey or experience with Web3 started like a couple years ago when I just first started getting into the space as a developer and engineer, like kind of learning different systems within web development, but then realizing how there's like this big shift and that there finally more representation, just not just in these tech companies, but just like, as individuals in this space. And personally, when it came to NFTs and crypto, I have like a specific anecdote. Like when I was back in New York, I'm based in New York, but I'm currently in Florida. And while I was in New York, I was invited to all these different crypto events. But most of the events were, by tech bros. And I remember specifically, like, I think 3 months ago, I was invited to one event by a bunch of people who had like a lot of equity in the space. And I was the only person of color. there, like, period. If that women, there were like other women there, but like just to be the only person in the space who probably had different background, I kind of felt out of place. And I like actually kind of like found an excuse to leave right away because it didn't really feel right for me, even though there was probably speaking about interesting like systems and like new processes for like what, you know, what crypto can look like. I just didn't, the way they were going about it didn't kind of speak to my background and my experience. So I'm kind of happy we have this space now because I do want to, you know, continue to learn more about specifically NFTs. But yeah, I just wanted to say that piece because this is like a big deal.
See, that's exactly how I felt. Sorry to cut you off. That's exactly how I felt in some of these events during Basel. I was still learning and new to the space, and I felt not comfortable, and I left, and I regret leaving.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Honestly, I felt bad leaving too. So I'm like, what if I missed out on like maybe learning opportunity or networking opportunity? But also, it's like, if it's not space being held for you, is it even the right place to be in? So I'm kind of glad I feel like personally in my recent trip to LA, I feel like the crypto space there has evolved so much in the past few months that I think going there, I was able to kind of meet more queer individuals in the space, more people of color in the space. And it kind of made me feel assured that we are in the right direction. It's not just like the crypto bros I met in New York. It was wider than I thought it would be now.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
why
come please visit in LA next time you're out here.
Oh, you're in LA? Oh, I have to come. I
I
feel like
am.
my eyes were just open being out there, honestly. I actually went to I forgot the name of the gallery. It's an NFT gallery in Venice, and they
Mhm.
have a lot of and they had actually a lot of spaces for women there, which kind of was reassuring and just like like, you know, non-binary. It was just like really open. So yeah, I love it there.
Awesome. Yeah, I still need to check it out. Yeah, please hit me up anytime you're out here.
See, this is what I love. I love this type of stuff. Yeah, and you know, P, I think Tiago, you wanted to speak, so if you want to jump in, go ahead at any point. But
well, no,
I think
I just wanted to
go.
say that I think most of us have had the same experience while trying to navigate um, this universe. Is it can be quite intimidating, but that's why I think visibility is so important. Like there's, you know, I like to use this analogy. I feel like this is 1970s, and you know when the Pride Parade was being created, and queer people felt the need to just go to the streets because they were there, and people just didn't know that they existed. So they were everyone's neighbors, everyone's brothers and sisters, and you know, but they just lived in the shadows. So I feel like this moment in time is exactly that moment, is where we need to come out of the shadows. We need to, you know, just put our flag out there. We need to show everyone that this community,
T, you're cutting out for us.
queer
I
people.
I saw there's some people. Oh, there you're back. We lost you for a second.
Oh no, I was just saying this community is not comprised of just males and, you know, bros, tech bros. There's a lot of women. There's a lot of queer people. We just need to fly our flags. I think that's what it is. That's what's going to
Yeah,
make the
I
difference.
totally agree. I saw some hands go up. I think Nat, I'm sorry, Nat, you were first, then Megan, then Matthew.
Hey, hope everyone's having a good night. First, I wanted to ask, was there a certain question or topic that we were talking about tonight?
Yeah, so it's specifically just, it's not specifically, but broadly, it's representation and diversity in Web3. I really just started the conversation talking about how representation and diversity is important in general, not in
Mm,
Web3,
yeah.
and how it impacted me in my life as a queer person personally, and how now being in crypto, in Web3, in the metaverse, the importance that it serves there, because the space is
Yes.
predominantly cis white hetero men.
I love it. Yeah. So being a Latina coming into the NFT space was largely intimidating, and being a woman too. It's pretty male dominated. So and it kind of feels like, I don't know if someone said this earlier, but you know how like finance bros talk about stocks and
Hmm.
stuff like that. It kind of felt a little bit like that, but just as you learn, it's a pretty exciting world, especially when it comes to the aspect of how people are embracing art. And I was talking to a friend earlier today, and how much I think NFTs and Web3 have made me realize how much diversity means to me, specifically diversity. I think it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing when all sorts of people, all ethnicities, races, genders, like sexual identities, like all of that, when everybody is celebrated, I think it is like, it just makes me cry all the time. Because it's wonderful. So in creating our NFT, I wanted to make sure that we have like crazy colors. We have orange and blue and gray and yellow and stuff, but I was like, we have flesh tones. So I don't want to just have fair and medium. No, like I want black and like several shades of black.
Yeah.
And brown, because that's important to me. I don't want to just see fair skin tones there, because it's like, I guess, like the average, which is what most makeup brands and stuff do. So
Hmm.
I love seeing diversity in Web3. So just keep it up, everyone. And also, I'm in Florida too. The last girl that was speaking before me is in Florida, and I
I'm
heard
also
some.
in Florida.
Oh, yay! I'm
I
gonna
just
Yeah.
followed you.
Look at us,
yay.
all of us in
Oh,
Florida.
I'm usually in Brooklyn, but now in Florida as well.
Okay, well, that's the
Oh,
normal thing right now. P's normally in Brooklyn too, but she's in Florida.
Matthew, I
well,
just followed you.
yay! I'm always in Florida,
Ditto.
so.
We're in Florida, everyone.
Hey, I think we need maybe a meetup or something.
I know. Where
I'm
in
down.
Florida is everyone?
Miami.
Palm Beach.
Okay, Nat.
I say Tampa because it's the closest thing that people know. I'm from Tampa, but currently I live around Sarasota.
Okay, and you said that you're Latina. Where's your family from?
I'm from Puerto Rico. I was
Oh,
born
okay,
there, so
love it there.
I love my people. Yes.
Yeah, my family's Cuban, so we're close. We're close.
Oh,
Um,
yay! We're
My
basically
partner's
cousins.
Cuban.
oh yeah, look at all of us. I love this. Megan, you've had your hand
Yay!
up for quite a while. I know that you wanted to speak. I want to go ahead and give you the space for that.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I'm just so happy that this space is happening. In the first place, I was feeling a bit frustrated because me and my collaborator, she's there by the way, it's Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Yeah. Um we've been going like to so many spaces, and like we've been telling people about how we care about representation, and like our project is about inclusivity and LGBT and BIPOC representation. And then like everyone is presenting their projects and people are like, oh, that's so cool, we would definitely want to buy it. And then we're up and then they're like, oh, that's cool, thanks, next. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just happy to like be around people that like feel the same in the space.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is something that a lot of these projects that are, I guess, I don't want to use, I'm trying to think of what's the correct wording, but a lot of the projects that more people can identify with, especially the people that are probably the bigger players in this space, like white cis men, like we said, those projects seem to do so much better, or like they sell out quicker, or they do well. And it is a little bit of an uphill battle for us, but that's okay. We're used to that, right? And that's the point, and that's why we make these spaces and have these conversations. I think
Lo Straniero.
Straniero. There we go. I
Lo
can't see it. Also, I
Straniero.
was clicking through it. Lo, you've had your hand up for a bit, so
Yeah. So first of all, don't want to misrepresent myself. I am actually a cis white male,
okay.
but I hope I'm not. I hope it's not considered space invading, because I really came more than anything to listen and to start following
No,
people.
we love this. Yeah.
And so what? One thing I wanted to suggest is, with respect to visibility and representation, I just followed every single person in this room. And if you're not following everybody in the room, I think you should do that. And
That is a great idea.
every time you go into a space, for LGBTQ, for any underrepresented group, follow everybody in that space and recommend that they do the same. And then when you go into spaces that are not specifically, for a group that you strongly identify with, make sure you bring some of your friends in.
Yes,
You
we
know,
love that.
so you
Yeah.
so you have so you have
Yeah.
support. You're not the only person in the room. You're not the one person in the room, surrounded by whatever crypto bros. It's going to be a lot less intimidating, and then it's also paying, not that we need any help, but it's going to help people that don't have as much exposure to the gay community or to people of color. It's going to help them say, you know what, here there are people here. It's, there's a market for, they could serve these people too. So you have to make yourself visible, and by bringing more people into those spaces, it's going to happen. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to hop down and let somebody else talk. I just wanted to suggest everybody follow each other and bring each
Thank
other
you
into
so much.
spaces.
Thank you, and
Yeah,
we do love that energy. Everybody follow each other.
yeah, I love that, and I think he's 100% right. I think visibility is everything, and I just wanted to say there's nothing wrong about being cis, white, or male. I mean, like nothing wrong about that. Uh, We're not here trying to demonize anyone. It's about being inclusive, so it's about being for everyone, including cis white males and everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. Mina, you've had your hand up for a while. I want to go ahead and open up the space for you.
Yeah, hello everyone. Hey Matthew, I think you had yesterday problems with I think what is the animal that was like staring at you?
Oh,
The
the
chameleon.
iguanas.
Yeah, the
The
iguana.
iguanas.
Yeah,
Yeah, the iguanas were getting aggressive and
This is a Florida
very, very.
conversation.
yeah. Actually, yeah, I know what you are talking about. And Nat, I lived in for Nat. I heard you are living in Tampa. I used to live like in Clearwater for like 16 months. And
Nice.
yeah, and I enjoyed this area. Like it was my favorite. Yeah, I
Very
think I will.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will come back like soon, but I need like to in my next like relocation or something like that. I think I'll choose like Tampa over any city. So
Nice.
yeah,
Yes, we're the best.
yeah, I like the beach. I like the especially like the western side of Florida. I prefer the western side of Florida more than the eastern one, Miami stuff like that. So yeah, I have a question for all of you. So do you think, like, speaking of diversity, do you think like it's better like to have a lot of platforms? I mean, I'm taking diversity from other perspectives, like from the platforms and like putting your effort for like advertising for yourself and for your NFT projects on these platforms. So do you prefer like to have a lot of platforms like Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, or you will like prefer to like focus your efforts only on Twitter maybe, or like maybe Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, and like be focusing on these like uh, limited platforms. So what's your take? I mean, I would like to hear everyone, and I think I will follow everyone in this room. Yeah, I'm right now. I'll start driving, but I will listen to everyone. So yeah.
I could jump in briefly. Hey guys, I know a lot of you guys know I'm in Florida, but also my day job is that I'm a brand strategist for social media. So I talk about social media every day, all the platforms. So I think when it comes to how you especially navigate the NFT space or just meeting new friends and making new connections, I think honestly it seems like the primary platforms are like really Twitter. I think if you want to build your own brand and develop your own presence as a personality within the space, I think you do need to be on platforms with more reach, like TikTok, for example. I'm always stressing it. Chris knows this, and so does T. But it's really about also just like video first. If you really want to connect one to one and build your own audience. But I feel like what I love about the nature of this space and a lot of similar spaces that it's really about community. So I feel like if you want to find a really tight knit community that's kind of like minded, I think Discord is really the place to be to really develop that following. Because I know people with huge followings there who kind of started organically, and then from there have kind of gone to other platforms. So I would say like maybe those are the top three. But I would open it up to everyone else too.
Yeah, I see Matthew and Val, both of you guys have your hands up.
I mean, I was told by a few people that the best strategy is to spread yourself across three primary like platforms like Discord, Twitter, and maybe Instagram. And usually that's like because I know as like a fashion photographer, like a lot of my bookings come through Instagram, but most of what I'm trying to do in the NFT world is on Twitter, and then in Discord, I'm kind of getting to do all of that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people in here. I gave everyone the ability to be able to speak. There was some errors, but if there's people in here that want to say something, introduce themselves, talk, the topic is representation and diversity, but it's an open space. It's a full spectrum. Anything that anyone would want to talk about, I'd love to hear.
I did have something I wanted to add on to the conversation earlier, if
Yep,
that's okay.
absolutely.
When we were talking about sort of how we need to sort of be seen and how we need to vocalize ourselves in the space, I think it's so important that we do have that diversity in a global perspective of artists and creatives from all over the world, all over the different like spans of like ideas, how different creatives want to like perceive their idea of their sexuality. However, like we need to be able to diversify that vision by going and being as vocal as possible in the different spaces, because that's kind of the only way. And also we should start thinking collectively, like how do we work as collectives and exchanging ideas and information so that each of us has a better idea of how to navigate this space. Like I know I try and be a resource as much. I host some spaces with my friend Stacy Butler, or Bueller, sorry. And we try and like make it as inclusive and open and sort of be a resource to a lot of people that don't necessarily have resources, because so much of this now is like artists talking to artists for the first time. And when you have that, it's going to be able to solve a lot of problems because we are having the discussions that we can come up with creative solutions rather than it just being us talking to the void for the first time.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Matthew. I think you're 100% right. And this really wasn't about talking about the project that we were doing, but the project we were doing is very much about that. It's called Yes Queen Club, and that's exactly what we're trying to create is a community, built by the community for the community and financed by the community as well. And that's all it is about is getting everyone together, trying to create diversity and inclusivity in Web.3. So I invite everyone to check us out. But I agree with you 100%.
Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick point. I agree with everything you said, Matthew. I just want to make a point about the importance of inclusion in addition to diversity before I hop. I've worked with D&I firms in the past, and I really think like by nature, a lot of these frameworks within Web3 are inclusive, which is why I really love that we're having this discussion. And I think the fact that these systems are democratized themselves really gives creators a chance to like have access to maybe people or opportunities they otherwise wouldn't have. And I'm just excited to see like, maybe this is another question, but like as a creative, how how we all can leverage Web3, for not just our benefit, but like to help other people as well. So I just want to pose that question to the group.
Kiana, I see your hand raised. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi guys. I wish I was in Florida. I'm in Chicago, so send some sunshine. I'm so grateful for the space too. And Piera, I think if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, correct me.
You got it right.
Awesome. I completely agree with that. I'm such a newbie to this space. I come from like many years in corporate marketing and like startups, but I'm super excited by this space because even though the like public face of it is very bro-y, the more I dig in, there's actually way more representation that's just like not being talked about, or the general public just doesn't know about. And it's really, really exciting to have the opportunity to build with inclusion baked in, because to Pierre's point, like retrofitting DE&I into like traditional industries is super painful. And I don't know, call me a pessimist, but it's really, really hard. And it's very exciting to see all of these communities come together and the ability to decentralize and democratize. I'm like super, super excited, especially with DAOs. I know this is a primarily NFT conversation, but DAOs excite me very much in terms of representation, because we're essentially building the future. And wouldn't it be cool if not just white guys built the future?
Yeah, I love that. And speaking of DAOs, I think that's my favorite part of Yes Queen Club, the project that we're working with. 100% of the proceeds from this sale goes into the DAO treasury, and everyone that's a member gets to vote, and we will decide together what to do with that money. And I think there's so much power in that. It's building an organization by us for us, and we will all decide together what's the right thing to do with it. And I really love the ability to be able to do that is incredible. Matthew, I know you have your hand raised, so go ahead.
I kind of want to even add on to that about the idea of how we can onboard, because so many of us like have family members or know queer artists or know individuals in whatever like subsect we're a part of. We're able to have access to those individuals because we're a part of that community. It's kind of our onus, especially as younger people, to be able to bring on some of the older individuals that don't necessarily have the facility to enter into the space, or at least like show them sort of bring them into the space one day and sort of help them with your phone and like have them enter into the conversation and see if they can help foster into this community. Because I feel like so much of it is also in real life, reaching out and trying to work with different communities. I work a lot with the drag community in New York, and I try really hard to be able to bring equity to my subjects and my teams that are usually very diverse from everyone that I work and love. So it's trying to bring together these beautiful communities to then create a vision and be able to give them equity in the image. I think it's a great way for us to start thinking about how we can integrate our art into bringing more and more creatives from the queer communities, from the Black communities, from the indigenous communities, from the Asian communities. We need to be able to hear that from a global perspective and be able to help handhold them into this new metaverse.
That's why I love crypto, because it really does provide us all the tools to do just that. I think that's what really gets my mind going, and like I can't stop thinking about these things because the possibilities are endless. All the tools are there. It's just a matter of organizing, finding the funds to do it, and and literally just doing it. Because the tools are there for us, and to me, it's amazing. I mean, it keeps me awake at night.
Wimpy, I see that you've had your hand up for a while, so I want to go ahead and open up the space to you.
Hi, thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, everyone. My name's Wimpy. My pronouns are they, them. I'm trans non-binary. Just a typical disclaimer. I hope everyone normalizes when they enter spaces. Visibility is important. But I would just like to sort of piggyback off of something Matthew said earlier that like really, I guess it reinforced something I was thinking, which is there's like this idea of Matthew spoke about of having 3 social medias, and like I'm so new to NFTs. I've been in this world for about 3 weeks now, and I like have been in crypto for a while, and I've been an artist my entire life. But I think one of the like concrete like ways of empowering communities is to be in different communities, and my 3 are Twitter now because of NFTs, but being in crypto, I found my home in Reddit, and I think people on Reddit have a completely different perspective of the same blockchains that everyone plays around with. And I say all this to say that there's so many grassroots ways we can empower our communities without any financialization, without any exchanging of NFTs that can be powered by blockchain. One concrete example I can think of is a community on Reddit that I'm a part of that they created their own token to support people who were struggling with abuse and addiction. And it's sort of based on the model of AA. And the token minting process is something that the person who started the like coin had nothing like any technical like understanding about, but the community on Reddit sort of banded around them and walked them through how to mint their own token and how to set up tokenomics and set up their own white paper. So like just expanding your sort of communities into other spaces, you know, maybe Instagram and Twitter are good for like your own professional and artistic careers, but being in Reddit, can also be a place to learn and just like really geek out with people and gather perspectives you don't have. And I just invite folks to sort of think about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency and tokens in ways that aren't necessarily always about like going to the moon or flipping your art and thinking about it. There's so many ways to use a creative economy, and there's so many ways to show support and to empower like grassroots IRL efforts. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there and invite people to think through that perspective. And yeah, that's just my piece. Thanks, love the space. Y'all are all cute as fuck. Keep it up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. There we go. Sorry. Thank you so much. I think the beauty of just this space, even just this talking space and the community that we're building together, is every single person that has come here has brought a different idea, a different perspective, and a different way to impact their community and our community and really just bring diversity and inclusion across the board. And this is exactly what we're looking to do. We're looking to build a space where we can get people that aren't necessarily like-minded, but that are like-minded, and that there's a full representation and diversity, and then really just impact these causes together, and not just one but all causes. And we'll have the treasury and we'll have the money to be able to do this in a way, but it doesn't necessarily always need to include money. And I think just having a platform to be able to come up with ideas of how to impact all sorts of communities is something that's really powerful, and I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, Val, you've had your hand up for a while.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like, Matthew, thank you so much for bringing the note about onboarding. That's really important. One thing that I've encountered, and like, hopefully this doesn't change the trajectory or the tone of this too much, but I think it'd be really helpful if we also reach out to members of the non-NFT queer community. And the reason why I say this is kind of something that's hitting really close to home, to be honest. There's a tweet that I put out a few days ago on an account that I run called NF Queer. And the intent behind NF Queer is really for all the same reasons that we have here, and that's to amplify queer voices and build inclusive community in NFT, crypto, Web3. And that's a shared goal that we all have. Now, one thing that's really interesting is that I still have like a 9 to 5, and I was sitting at work and my phone just started blowing up. And I was like, what is going on? And I looked back at that tweet, and people were commenting and tweeting and all the things. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going viral. And it's honestly sitting at like almost 300,000 impressions right now, which is wild to me. Like, that account had 50 followers that day. But unfortunately, the reason why it blew up was because there was actually a lot of hostility towards queers and NFT, or towards NFTs in general. And I think that falls because of a lot of misconception around it, around NFTs, crypto, a lot of the perception of like, this is just a tech bro only space. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, how can we as a community collectively come together to bring more people and more queers into the space in a way that's very welcoming and inviting. Because I think there are major opportunities here, not just for building community, but also for building Web3 together. And I'd love to knock down those barriers and really help people get into this and understand that it's so much more than meets the eye. I saw some hands, and I hope it's like some cool feedback on that. It's been kind of rattling me for
Yeah,
the past 24 hours, to be
I saw
honest.
you
Matthew.
status. Sorry.
Matthew, you had like a cool perspective on this. If you want to take it on and answer Val, I think.
Yeah, I actually experienced a lot of bad feedback, especially my first project is with Scarlet Envy from Drag Race, and we were trying to post the NFT, like just posting about it, that we were getting ready to launch it, and she had so much bad feedback she was nervous about even promoting doing the project with us. So there is a lot of hostility because so much of it is an unknown from the community that's not a part of this community. So it is kind of our onus, especially as the people that are in here and speaking. Like, we need to bring ease to understanding what's going on in this new Web3 and in just like NFTs. Like, what are they? Because to a lot of people, it does sound like Greek. To me, it sounded like Greek when I first heard it. So, we need the ability for us to be able to like vocalize to our friends and family, like, this is the kind of stuff that we're doing. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to set a new foundation with an ethical background for industries that have been manipulating the system for so long. So being able to explain, like even just I finally sold 2 of my NFTs, and I was able to give the pay both my stylist, who's my partner, and Scarlett. And like in the midst of like Corona, there's so many artists out there right now that are really being hit hard, especially in the drag community. And like that's a very diverse community of both like trans, non-binary, a lot of artists that we're talking about right now that are really in like the most dangerous, precarious position because they're out of work, and their art costs a lot of money to like bring joy to so many of us in like the queer community especially. And being able to create a project, like, or any of us being able to create projects that then can give back in some way, whether it's directly to the artist or to a charity that's involved with them, like, it's so essential. Like, I'm trying to even work with some Lebanese drag queens that do incredible relief work out there, but even just finding like a charity for over there that's actually bringing money into the hands of the people is hard. So it's about us being able to communicate these ideas with each other and share our knowledge, because there are so many roadblocks against us. But when we can help onboard by sharing what actually is happening versus just like the bullshit being spat around, that's when it's going to change, because they really just need to sit in and hear the conversations with the communities that they're in to see that these communities are actually communicating and not just more of the Twitter bullshit.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And thank you so much for raising all those points and sharing your stories as well. It's reassuring to say the least. For a moment I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I don't want to bring hostility here, like especially within, my own community." But I was like, "You know what? Like I understand what we're doing here. I understand that our intentions are really good, and don't get me wrong, like side note, I know the difference between intent and impact." And so I don't know. I totally agree, and I think that the one of the best ways, going back to, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I don't think they're in this room anymore. But the person who was saying, follow each other, uplift each other's voices, tweet each other out, like each other's stuff, being able to bring more visibility to the goodness and to all of the great things happening here will absolutely help bring more community. So I echo that so much, and thank you so much for even just sharing those ideas.
Yeah, I thank all of you guys, and just this space alone, I think, is helpful for that. And breaking it down and making it not scary. I think my entrance to the space as well. It's like, the really cool thing about NFT artists, Web3, anyone that's in this space or in the metaverse, is all of us are willing to really like sit down, at least in my experience, and to teach, which is the most important thing. And teaching our peers as a diverse community and telling them like, hey, there is a lot of opportunity here, and it might seem scary, but let's sit down, let's talk about it. I'll teach you, I'll help you get set up. And little by little, it's how we do things in a grassroots way. I think similar to what Matthew was saying. Outer Lumen, you've had your hand raised for quite a while, and I want to go ahead and give you that space.
Hey, thanks so much. I was going to say something else when I raised my hand, but I actually want to just respond to Val because I've experienced the same thing in my community in real life, like a science communication, science art community, where I'm doxxed. I actually co-host a space weekly with someone who is absolutely vehemently opposed against NFTs. So they come from a space where they're very much against them, and we've managed to make that space work, but it is very tiring to have I almost don't want to follow this person even though they're my colleague, because they just post such awful things about something that I love so much. But what I wanted to say directly is that the tweet that you shared up there, even though it's got kind of a lot of divisive content, it does have folks, and they may not even respond, but I see I look through it and some are responding, and they are also like finding their kind of people through that. So even though like you would think there's a lot of negativity, and I've experienced this just from, again, having that kind of content, and at first you would think, oh wow, it's just all negative, but then you also have people like come into DMs and say, oh, I'm so glad that I found you. You're into NFTs too. So am I. But I'm not talking about it because there's so many haters. But because, you've made that up there, I now know who my allies are, for lack of a better word. Like, I know where my safe space is to come and engage in this conversation, because I didn't even know that you were into them, because no one's saying anything, because we know we'll get like hate. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that, because even though it's a bit of a different community, that sentiment where you have some members of the community that are really embracing this and some members that are really opposed, and it kind of comes and clashes. I do think it's important, because you are going to at least help the folks that are into it kind of find the people and come together. So I don't know what else I was going to say, but I just wanted to respond and say that, so it doesn't even matter.
Hey, drag queens, you've had your hand up for quite a while too. I want to go ahead and give you this space.
Hey guys, first of all, I am so grateful for this space, because it's like, I'm just going to echo what everybody else has been saying, and it's been extremely difficult plugging, my project in spaces where, bro is thrown around left and right. But, you know, like Matthew had said, maybe I was going to try to onboard more of the LGBTQIA community through my art project by getting real drag queens involved with mine, and seeing how I can attach a utility that benefits them with the cards. But I was sorry. Um, yeah, I was just, I want to be more involved. I want there to be more spaces like this every day, on a like an hourly, not an hourly basis, but like just every day, so that we just can feel safe in these spaces. And you know um I was actually trying to onboard the straight community by this first series of cards, by doing straight people and turning them to drag queens. Like, I was trying to get them on board with us, and just doesn't seem to be working out. So I need to reevaluate my collection and see how I can benefit the LGBTQI community with what I'm doing, for sure.
I work with a lot of the Rue girls, so if you need me to put you in touch, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, I'm going to be DMing you anyway, because maybe we should talk about some other stuff, like all like and first of all, I am so excited for Yes Queens Club NFTs. I'm so a part of that. I think what they're doing is amazing. I think I just can't wait for that to drop.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. We're very excited. We really, it, we're just very excited to create this community. We really don't know where it's going, but just doing this space, it feels nice. It feels nice on the heart. It just warms my heart to know that there's more, and we can build something really cool. So I'm excited. I can't wait for January 25th to come, even though I'm super nervous about it.
And I think I'm really excited about what we're going to do after January 25th. Um, Tiago, or Jax, is the person that's really the mastermind behind this idea, and I was onboarded afterwards. And it's the community aspect that really sold me and got me going on it. The fact that we can make an impact and do something together. And we've heard so many different amazing people speak in so many different stories, and this is my favorite part about this. It's the ability to connect, even in a space like this. We're for sure all over the place, and we all come from different backgrounds, and we're able to join together in a space and just share ideas back and forth and bounce things off of each other. And it's really impactful and really important moving forward, because uh, mo- most of us are, I mean, I don't know everyone's age, but I know for me, as growing up, I didn't have the representation that I needed, and it came later, and it helped fortify certain things in me as I grew up and met queer people and ran into queer people. And now obviously they're in the media more and they're everywhere more. But I can, from this perspective, I can understand the importance of representation and the importance of diversity as someone who necessarily didn't fit the mold. And I want to make sure that that exists for people that come after us in Web3. And if this is the beginning of Web3 and we don't do it, then no one's going to do it.
Yeah, what I think is so special that makes my mind wonder is if we can get all these cool people together with the right tools and with the right funds, what is it that can come from it? That's what really gets me going. It gets me really excited. So I can't wait to see what happens. Annie, if you want to join in, it's your turn.
Hi guys, my name is Annie, she, her, and I wanted to reply regarding that the fact that now we have more representation in the media about queer people. That's true compared to what 20 years ago, what literally was no representation at all. But still, I don't think it's enough at all because most of the time it's just like token representation. So yeah, I think it should really like when we look at the current media, it should really motivate us to push further and really like implement ourselves in Web3 because otherwise we're just gonna be like what we are in Web2, just like a topic of discussion for cis people, memes, and literally just token representation. So it's really important that we build for ourselves like a place that's like an important one, and that we just that we just implement ourselves and we don't let anyone tell us what we should be or what we should do. Like decide for ourselves. So I definitely agree with that. That we should really. Without shame, implement ourselves in Web3 and be like, well, we're here and we're gonna stay. Like this is the new Matrix Web3. I don't mean it in a bad way when I say Matrix. This is the new, virtual world, and we're here. So yeah, I definitely think we need to really push for that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's time to fly our flags high and just be proud of it. Annie, are you French? I think I hear a French accent.
Yeah,
Um,
I
me
am.
and my husband, we're gonna. Oh, and Chris, actually, it's also we're gonna spend some time in Paris this spring. I don't know where in France you are, but if you're around, we would love to meet you.
I mean, I'm currently in Amsterdam, but I don't know, like, where are you gonna be in France? Like, which big cities or which big cities?
We're gonna be in Paris for 2 months. I think the end of April through the end of June.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I don't know if I pass by, depending if can travel. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's connect, and if it works out, it will be great. Does anyone else have anything else to say? We'd love to hear you. Megan, you can go ahead and speak.
Yeah, we're thinking maybe we could make like a Twitter community. Yeah, I've submitted a form. I don't think we can make it like. Yeah, I think it has to be approved by Twitter.
How to do that exactly?
Yeah, I just looked it up and yeah, I submitted a form. But if anyone wants to be on it, just maybe DM me and then I can. Once it gets approved, I can add you to it.
That's a really good idea. I love that. I'd love to start a community if we can get that going. Fia, I see that your hand is up. I want to open up the space for you.
Hey, I just came in the space. I've been listening for like 2 minutes. I was glad to see it pop up on the top of my timeline. But I just wanted to say I think it's great that you guys have this project going, especially to speak bluntly, since coming into the Web3 space, how it is dominated by the white male first and foremost. So for like onboarding, I know like me specifically with my friends and family, being able to see that there are still like these safe spaces for us to be in and projects that do represent us. I think it's very, very great, and I'm glad to see this is like the first one I've actually seen for us, to be honest with you. So I'm just very, very happy that I came onto Twitter at this time and saw at the top of my timeline that you guys have this going on. Like I said, I just jumped in, so I don't really know what the conversation is at right now. So sorry if I can't attribute to that, but I just want to say I'm very, very thankful that I came in and I saw this going on. So thank you for if the artist of the project is in here, for the creators, founders, thank you all of you for having this going on.
Thank you so much. And I mean, I think, first of all, just even being present in this space is more than enough. I think being all of us being present in this space already is some of the work that needs to happen. And the project is, yes, Queen Club, myself and Jack Sortiago are the people that are a part of it that are in here right now. And I mean, we've spoken about it, I think, a bit now, but really our focus is just building a diverse and inclusive community in Web3.
No, yeah, that's great. So thank you for doing that. And I love the artwork, by the way. Like I'm really, really digging it. So I'm excited for this. I'm definitely going to join y'all's Discord. For me personally, I'm not the most active in Discords, but I'll definitely be in it and try to contribute however I can.
Oh, thank you so
Oh yeah,
much. We love that.
that's actually a great topic because I know Discord can be a great tool, but I find it very overwhelming, and I've been trying
Yeah.
to figure out what's the best way to use because I keep hearing everyone tell me how great of a tool is, but it's so much spam. I mean, how do people do that?
Honestly, since you guys are, from what I can see, like a fairly newer project, having your community in there, maybe like asking them questions, having polls about stuff going on with your project would be a good way to keep it kind of organized and have them interacting in a more cohesive type way. I had a friend actually like the other day, he was showing me his Discord and he's always engaging with the people in it and like asking them questions. So like they're contributing to the stuff that goes on with the project and like they feel a part of it too. So that just goes more like onto the community level, having them feel like they have a part and a say in what's going on with the project and the decisions that are made with it. I think is really, really dope. A way to have everybody communicating in a better way.
Yeah, thank you. That's very helpful. Um, does anyone else have anything to add to our conversation? I think we're getting close to the hour, so we're getting ready to wrap this up. I just wanted to thank everyone for participating. This has been great. I've enjoyed. I've followed everyone that has joined the spaces. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys are putting out there, and I'm just very happy to meet you all.
Yeah. And I want to thank everyone as well. This has been amazing. Some hands went up, Annie and then Matthew.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that I created with my collaborator Megan a Discord for like a safe space for like queer people, but also for POCs. And yeah, I still need to upload the link, but that's definitely, since we talk about Discord, definitely a thing I would like to do. So we have a Discord we can join and we can just be together. Like a safe space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
Matthew and then Charmaine. Oh, I think.
I just wanted to say to anyone in here, if you ever see Stacy Bueller or I in space, like running a space, know that we run a very safe space that you are more than welcome in at any time. Please come and share your art and share your like ideas, because we are always here to like listen and hear your story. And also, if you don't have the ability to speak or you're too scared, one, we're a great space to have a first conversation because it's loose, but also it's just we want to be able to give facility to any artists who don't have the ability to. So please feel free to come share with us. And also thank you guys so much for having me in this space. Like, truly, I'm so happy these spaces are happening and I love your project and I'm really excited for where things are going.
thank you, Matthew. Excited to participate in your next space. I'll keep an eye on for it. And then Charmaine, you're next, and then after that, Jack.
Thank you so much. I don't think I've met a lot of you here before, so I just wanted to say hello. I come from the Clubhouse realm, and I'm very new to Twitter Spaces, but I came in, heard a lot of the conversations, and was really blown away by how much love I felt, and the fact that you guys are creating a community. I am the mom. I'm actually from Pakistan originally, an immigrant living in the Silicon Valley now, and the mom of a 20-year-old gender non-conforming, non-binary child who also identifies as queer. And being a rainbow mom is pretty much everything for me. I sit on the board of the AC Rainbow Parents, and we do a lot of work for the last, I think, almost 7 years. I've been doing activism work, just trying to create in immigrant communities acceptance for younger children who are coming out, because there's not a lot of understanding and acceptance. But having said that, there is so much I still need to learn and so much I still need to do to, to be better. I did want to share that. I'm loving the art here. And I had a question if it was appropriate. And okay, I already signed up for Yes Queens Club, for being on the wait list. Very excited about the project, and the art is phenomenal. I just bought a piece from Drag Queens. I love the cards. I don't understand the utilities on them, but I was very happy with the art that I saw. And I'm about to buy something from Annie. And I really want, I've been in the space since March. We've spent a lot of time doing a lot of onboardings. I think I've done like 650 hours of, NFT 101 onboardings for a lot of different community members, focusing on diversity. I think that like we've been fairly successful with a lot of the women artists and, some of the communities. But I do notice that a lot of the LGBTQIA artists that we onboarded, they haven't, a lot of them end up leaving the space. So seeing the kind of like group that you're forming here and the type of spaces you're holding, here, it just warms my heart. And I just wanted to share that I'm an ally. If there's anything ever I can do, I don't know what I could be doing, but anything that I could do at all, please, please count on me. We have like, our networks, our platforms, and they're always available. I run something called Enchanted Valley. We have a small Discord. I do not like Discord as well. I find them to be very like I don't know how to say it without being rude, but I think there's a very high masculine energy in some of the Discord, the way Discord is, and it just like for me was really hard in the beginning. But then for NFT artists, I think being comfortable on Discord was important. So we started an Enchanted Valley Discord where we have like 5 people who open their tickets, and all they do is like just help people understand Discord, help them with any questions. It doesn't have to be anything related to us. We're not even selling anything right now, but if anybody has any question about anything, there are like 5 people there. Just come ask any questions about any other Discord or anything else in your life related to Discord. And I hope you will get the support and love that you need there. And if you guys want to, when your projects drop, if you want to come and chill them and put them up, in the area that we have, tag me. I'm called the creatress, and I'll make sure that we tweet, and I'll have all the community managers tweet your work too, so that you at least have some people amplifying any of the work. Not that you
Sure.
need it. You guys are very powerful together, but as a mom, I'm offering, as a Rainbow mom, I would love to be doing whatever I can to support the wonderful art that's here. Thank you.
Charmaine, I love you. You're amazing. Like you gave me all the goosebumps. I can't believe it. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. We do need your help. We are more than happy to use all the help we can get. This is about doing things together. It's not about trying to figure out this on our own. So I would love to chat more with you. I just loved your energy. So and if you want, share the link to your Discord on the space here, so everyone it will go all the on the top there, so everyone can have access to it. I think that will be a great tool for everyone that is here. And thank you so much for speaking. Jackie, you don't have your hand raised anymore, but if you want to go next, you're happy to.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this space has made my day. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you for putting this on. I'm so excited about your project. Uh, so I know you guys have been saying a lot about how this is largely a white straight community, and in terms of NFTs and creators like that, I'm a white straight male, but I am here to lift you guys up to much what I wake up every day and I get in these spaces is to find spaces like these and help bridge the communities and understanding and make this an accepting place for um, LGBTQIA. And coming into this space and learning in this space. So thank you all for being here. I don't want to take up too much time, but please connect with me. I am here to, like I said, help bridge that. And I think one of the biggest things that we can do is every day, or not every day, but like as much as we can, find somebody in the community, in the queer community as well, and just tell them about this space and help, kind of use like a buddy system in a way. Learn every day, get active, get involved, lift each other up. And I'm so excited for more and more people to come into this space and to learn and to get their work out there and to feel accepted and feel at home, because that's what Web3 is about, is to, transparency, lifting each other up, and creators all day are the lifeblood and the heart of everything about Web3. So I'm here for it. I'm here to, like I said, to just lift you guys up and your projects. So please connect with me, and I'm excited that this space is here, and I'm here for more and more of them. So thank you for having me.
Thank everyone so much. This was incredible. I mean, we really just started this on a whim. And I think the fact that this space has become what it's become in the last hour has been really impactful and really amazing. I look forward to hosting more of these. I hope to see all of your beautiful faces in them. We followed every single person that's in here. So if you guys have spaces, we'd love to join them. We'd love to be part of discussions. Really, this is what it's ultimately about. It's about community and connection, and it's what we care about the most. So thank every single one of you for joining. Thank every single person that spoke. Thank everyone for all of your interactions and all your ideas, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I hope you guys have a great day or a great night wherever you are, and we'll see you guys soon.
Hey guys, just before you leave, I put on pin the link to the Safe Space Discord, just so you know.
Just hopped in.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.